Episode 3 of On Edge with Sean Reilly. It only took us 50 minutes to get this shit rolling, but we did it. I did it. Mostly me. It was all me.
Yeah, you made me clap a lot though.
I did.
So that's what I contributed.
But you're my first guest ever. So this is really a monumentous episode that you're on.
Yep. And obviously I'll be your best guest and most famous guest ever.
Yeah, well, that depends on the current and future fame levels that you will attain.
Are we allowed to talk about your next guest?
No, you are not. Unless my next guest will be you.
I'm just saying, I would just like to say, even though I can't mention his name, that I am just as equally famous as your next guest. Because we are both in the comedy world, and neither of us have a Netflix special. And those are the only two
measurements.
Criteria.
That's what you use to measure fame.
That's
just like
yeah.
The Netflix special. So although I am an LA comedian, this isn't going to be a podcast where we just talk about comedy all day, even though we can do that actually if you want, because I do love talking about it. Well, it's good to have you, man. What time is it over there? You're in Germany. What time is it over there?
Germany. It's 8:46 a.m.
No shit. 8:46 a.m. It is 11:46 p.m. over here. So this is what the internet has done. This is like the height of human achievement. All this stuff we have, and what do we have? And we're just gonna tell a bunch of dick jokes.
Exactly.
All of literally satellites are in the sky, so that we can talk about,
dick jokes. Your addiction to LaCroix is...
Yeah, my LaCroix. This is like my fifth.
I assume your ACD sponsorship, because you wouldn't wear merch if you weren't sponsored by them, I assume.
No, right? I just love AC/DC. Is that pathetic? Dude, they're a great rockin' band. They're a rockin' ass band. Right? Do you not like AC/DC?
I don't know if I can name an AC/DC song.
Don't you... Back in Black. That's a song by AC. It was right there.
I don't know how that one goes.
It goes like this. Da,
I'm back.
Da, da,
back in black.
Da 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 da. Back in black. I hit the sack. I don't know if that's the words actually. It's been too long. I'm glad to be back. You know that one.
I'm pretty sure the words are "I'm back, back in black. You other boys are really whack."
That's
spot on, right?
That sounds like a song that you made up.
It is. I made it up just now on the spot.
You do that a lot. You trick me a lot. Tell us. Tell our listeners about how you fooled me into believing the guy that made mayonnaise was named Mayonnaise. What was his name? What? Tell a story, or I can tell it.
Yeah, you tell it.
Okay, so we were coming back from what was it? We were driving from Kansas City to Colorado, and we were in a IHOP, and it was like 8 a.m. or something, and I was like nauseous. I was like really nauseous. I was like I had like a headache or something, because I was in Kansas City. No, I'm just kidding. I loved it. It was awesome. And then you ordered mayonnaise for your meal, right? Or no, you said mayonnaise.
No. I wanted mayonnaise. I'm big mayonnaise fan.
So you like wanted
definitely
mayonnaise.
Number one condiment. Number two.
And I said
barbecue sauce.
I said that mayonnaise is disgusting and it's a horrible condiment and you should never put it on anything. And then what were you gonna put on your burger? Who puts mayonnaise on a burger?
I put mayonnaise and ketchup mixed. It's really good.
Well, okay. I mean, that's fine. That's like a special. That's what In-N-Out. That's what In-N-Out does, right?
Ketchup, I would just put mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is dope.
It's a gross condiment. It's like
people put mayonnaise on everything in Germany.
Really?
That's like
is that why you moved there to be with your
French
people?
French fries come with mayonnaise. You get French fries, you get mayonnaise. You dip the fries in the mayonnaise.
Is ketchup less sugary there in Europe?
Ketchup's a little different. You could get ketchup too. You have the option of either. I always ask for both. I like to mix them. Cool like that. Anyway.
Well, we were talking about mayonnaise, And then I was like, the guy that invented mayonnaise should be shot or something like that. Or like he should be, I don't know. I threatened him. I scorned his name. I said, maybe I said like, I'm going to dig up the guy, dig his grave up and just like defile his corpse because of a
you were plenty graphic.
Right.
You really went into it and the whole restaurant started looking at you. And it was
no, that's awkward. Not, well, I mean, maybe it's not true. You did. But that's because I'm so passionate about this subject. As you can tell, it's really important to me. Because I don't think it shouldn't be used on anything except like you would put what do you even put mayonnaise on? What is it even used for?
Well, usually like a ham and cheese sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Mayonnaise on it.
Like I'll take
tuna. How else would you have a tuna fish salad? Tuna fish salad is like 90% mayonnaise
and 10% tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
And then like onions. That's how you make
okay. Anyway, let's get to the point of the story. I'm yelling at you because I'm telling it, and I'm like, So I was like, the guy that invented mayonnaise should be shot, and then you were like, his name was Dr. Mayonnaise or something like that.
No, it's like Howard Mayonnaise.
Howard Mayonnaise. Yeah, you were like, it's Howard Mayonnaise. And then I believed you. I lied to you at the time. I was like, I wasn't convinced, but I lied. I was convinced.
I'm sure I went into a backstory. I'm sure I was like, yeah, he was one of the lords of France in the 18th century or something like that.
Which is believable. It sounds reasonable, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of practice of this, like overcommitting to something dumb I said to the point where someone has to believe me.
Yeah.
But,
Howard Mayonnaise, what a stupid name. Well, and then okay, so you fooled me, and then I got, what? I was delirious though. I had been up for like 12 hours. I said 12 hours like it's a long time.
You felt really that was a weird trip because on the way there I felt really fucking weird.
Right.
Like I had that night that I was like I thought I was like dying.
Yeah. And you were staying up till like 4 a.m. though. Watching that one show.
That's not new.
Oh, it's not new? Oh, it's like 6 Lucifer, right?
Yeah, but it's not new that I stayed up till 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that wasn't unique to that trip.
What?
Yeah.
How did you get fucked
up?
I
started watching Lucifer, which is an okay show.
Apparently, I saw it trending on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, this seems pretty big.
I mean, it's 5 seasons in, They
right.
must have done something right.
Dude, I'm right in the middle of House of Cards. Holy shit! I've started watching it with our Senor Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, interesting choice to start watching it now. Because a couple of years ago I was like, dude, you should watch Heads of Cards, and you were like,
no, you didn't. No, you never said that. This is another one.
I can't support that. And this was before any allegations came out. And then the allegations came out, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to watch House of Cards.
This is one of your patented lies, David. This is one of your patented David lies.
I've never seen House of Cards.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I just got to the 2nd season, and can I spoil it for you?
Sure.
Okay. Let me tell you. So Kevin Spacey, this is a spoiler for all of our listeners out there. And I actually do have quite a few listeners, so don't make that joke.
Okay. Both of them. That's the real joke.
No, there's maybe this episode will get 6 views because I'm just kidding. It'll get 60 million hopefully. No, okay. So House of Cards is basically like Kevin Spacey. He plays he's like the Secretary of State or something like that. I can't remember. I think he plays
It sounds like you really love this show.
No. What's one step below the vice president?
The Speaker of the House.
I think he's
in succession.
Yeah.
Secretary of State in power.
Right. So he plays this Speaker of the House, I think, and then season 1 is all about how he kills a guy, and then he ends up maneuvers his way to the vice presidency. It's crazy, dude. And like he's having an affair with this young reporter, right, at the Washington Herald. And I don't know if that's a real news place, but anyway.
I don't think that is.
Yeah, it sounds real though.
It's probably that version of the Washington Post.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to represent. But anyway, like the reporter there at the end of season 1, no, the beginning of season 2, she's like, I know you killed that guy to like get the vice presidency. And then like you know, we've been following this reporter for the first full season, and it's like he fucking pushes her in front of a train in the subway, in the DC subway, and just kills her. And like
That's not very nice.
It was like a Game of Thrones style killing. Like it was like a main character. They killed off a main character, and I was like, no fucking way, that's crazy.
The way you describe that, it sounds like you've never watched a TV show before.
I know.
Like, oh my god, they killed off a member of the main cast. What?
Well, I mean, okay, well, Breaking Bad did that.
I never watched that either.
Oh my god, wow. Why are we friends?
we can only talk about the shows that I have inexplicably watched all of. You know.
Okay.
Smallville.
Emmy award-winning show Smallville.
Hey, it lasted 10 years. Give me a break.
Yeah, because milquetoast white women love. I don't know. What's it about?
I think it was like teenage. I don't know. It's Superman.
Oh,
kind of.
Oh, okay. So it's a pretty broad audience.
Yeah, it's Superman as a teenager, you know, and he's super edgy or whatever. Probably, I don't know. I haven't seen it in a couple of years.
They should call it when it came out. Why didn't they just call it Superboy? That would have been fucking great.
Because I think that Superboy was like an animated show, probably.
Oh, really? Or Super Teen.
Superboy is a different character than Superman.
Is it his kid?
It's his clone.
What?
It's okay. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really read comics, but I know things about comics, kind of, and I'm pretty sure Superboy is a clone made from half Superman's DNA and half Lex Luthor's DNA.
Hey, Jamie, why don't you look that up? I don't have a Jamie.
That sounds true.
I have a fake producer named Johan that looks stuff up for me.
Okay, can you have Johan look that up? What the fuck are you eating anyway?
A Halloween brownie. It's like a pumpkin.
I thought you were on a diet.
I was. I actually am.
I just said that.
I've had a.
You know, what? How would you get that? You don't cook. Does that mean you went to the store and you said, "Hey, hey, underpaid, 14-year-old working here.
14?
Could you please hand me
Whoa. What?
Could you please hand me that Halloween brownie?" And then that 14-year-old who doesn't understand how to ages work probably looked at you and went, "Oh, do you have kids?" And you're like, "No."
I think you're just jealous because I'm eating a Halloween brownie.
I don't like chocolate, so I'm not jealous. I'll tell you that.
No, I've gained like 10 pounds since the start of quarantine. It's pretty bad.
Oh.
I think I haven't weighed myself in like 4 years.
Oh, well, you should get on that.
Yeah.
It's a good time to develop body image issues. So.
Good or like common, like frequent time, like likelihood, or like you think it's a good, like as in like it's a good time to develop.
It's a good
like
time.
A convenient time.
It's a convenient time, right? You're not doing a lot of else because you're in a place like I can still go do comedy every night in Berlin, but back in the States,
yeah,
you're still shut-ins.
It's tough. It's kind of coming back. It's kind of coming back a little bit though. Oh yeah. So for the listeners that don't know you, let's.
You never introduced me.
I never introduced you. Yeah. Let's.
That's on you, bud.
you're gonna gotcha on my own fucking podcast.
Yeah.
You know what you should do throughout the episode? Just like critique my hosting ability.
That's what I'm gonna do. I was like, how dare you eat during a podcast? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, I came here. I took time out of my busy schedule of I don't know, waking up.
You could have slept.
Of trying to find an apartment to live in. That's what I'm doing. I took time out of trying to find a permanent apartment so I could stop living in a youth hostel.
It's a youth hostel?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. I have my own room.
That's good.
Um,
So David and I, we met in college at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I believe our first ever interaction was in the library, right? In front of Julian's Coffee.
Yes, because the way people used to join the comedy club at Cal Poly was they had to sit through you talk about yourself. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that was the requirement. It was an hour-long monologue.
It was an hour-long monologue. You meet with Sean in the library, and he performs his one-man show, and he's like, I was 15 when my father told me I'll never be funny. You're like,
that's not part of it at all. You clearly don't remember it. That's hurtful.
And then it cuts to like one time we were doing this open mic at a sushi restaurant, and the waitress made me cry or something. I don't remember.
That's almost true. There was no waitress, but we did do an open mic at a sushi restaurant, which was a lot of fun.
And you did cry.
You want to know why that sushi mic failed?
I think you told me 2 years ago, but I don't remember. Yeah.
So here's why it failed. So it was at the end of spring quarter, last show of the year, and we're going to start up again in the fall. But it got canceled on the very last comic of the very last show because there was this sushi restaurant. It's like a very long sushi restaurant, and it was empty. It was totally empty. It was just like a bringer open, or it was like an open mic, right? It was just performing for the other comics,
right?
Except for this family in the back of the sushi restaurant. It was like they were like, classic American, like they were pretty overweight, just like trying to mind their own business.
2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl.
Yep. The classic
there we go.
Classic nuclear family.
Okay,
one of them they had like a young baby. It was like a young baby in a stroller, and they were all eating sushi in the back. The sushi was disgusting, by the way. San Luis Obispo has the worst sushi because it's like 300 miles from any decent ocean. Well, they have the beach right there, but I guess they don't.
Yeah, they fish right there.
They don't fish. I doubt they fish right there, right?
By 300 miles, you mean about 30 miles.
Well, they have good like fish, but there's no like sushi. Like they don't have. Anyway, so they import their sushi and it's disgusting. I enjoyed their California roll, but I have low standards for sushi. Enjoying sushi. Anyway, this guy was like. One of the comics, I won't name his name because I love him and I don't want to put him on blast. Mason Wilkes was his name. He's really great. He's a great guy.
That's not a real guy.
No, he's real. Yeah, he was
Mason Wilkes.
Yeah.
Well, he must have not been in the scene anymore by the time I.
No. This was
started.
like 6 months when I was in. It was my first open mic that I was hosting.
Oh.
It was like maybe a year before you joined. But anyway, so here's the scene. Is that I bring him up. I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. I'm like, all right, last comedian of the night, Mason Wilkes.
Yeah.
And then Mason comes up, and then he just says, cunt. I'll say it. He just says it. He just has it in one of his
Breaking
jokes.
Boundaries.
Oh, yeah. Can I advertise? Can I still have ads if I say that word? Whatever. I don't care about money.
I mean, you won't ever get ads on this episode unless you already booked some ads. You want me to do some ads?
We'll do fake ad reads later. We'll do that. Yeah. I did that last episode and it was fun.
Okay.
Just like the Oh Hello podcast, they do fake ad reads.
Podcast.
So I guess that's why we're stealing that idea. Anyway. So he goes up there and he just has this ridiculous set. He's really funny. And then afterwards, the family I was packing up all the stuff and the family walks over. Is leaving the sushi restaurant and the husband is like drunk off of like what's the beer called there at sushi restaurants? Sake. He was wasted and he he was pushing Mason. He's like, how dare you say that word in front of my wife? And then basically the owner didn't speak much English, so like he had no idea what was going on or like what the context of this was. And and then they almost had a fight. They almost got into a fist fight outside this sushi restaurant. and I was like, how could this happen? And then he like, I got a call like the next day, like, yeah, he was like, yeah, like we're not doing this anymore. That was too bad. And I was like, I was so pissed at the time because I was like, what luck to lose this show on the very last comedian of the very last show of the year. It was bullshit, but you know, and that's the speech that I give everyone that enters the club, is that exact speech.
Is that sushi restaurant still even?
No, they went under. They went under, I think.
I thought so. Yeah, I think you told me they went under. I don't know. I never went. So.
I would starting a sushi restaurant in San Luis Obispo. You might as well blow your brains out. That is a death sentence. It's impossible.
Starting a new restaurant. I don't think restaurants make money in San Luis Obispo.
No way. No way at all. Yeah.
Might be able to break even, maybe.
Even then, I mean, you kind of have to be an established. Restaurants in general are just so hard to start.
Right. Well, and there are ones like Firestone in San Luis Obispo. I'm sure that does fine. You know, like all the known ones do well, I'm sure. But everything else, anything I haven't heard of.
Yeah, anything indie. They've tried to make Slow into this like place where it's just like fancy and like upscale and shit, but I don't know. I like. Doesn't really. It's like they kind of went halfway, and it's just like you kind of. There's like one block of luxury stores, and I'm like, stop trying.
Well, nice restaurants don't make sense in a town where 2/3 of or a third of your population is college students.
I know.
College students aren't looking for, a fancy 3-course meal. College students are looking for like a slice of pizza that they can eat in between, parties, basically.
Or like after the pregame, before the party, and then
again after the party and before being passed out on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Luckily, did you ever wake up in a bush? Have you ever done that before? Have you woken up in bushes?
No. Have you woken up in a bush?
No. One of my old roommates woke up in a bush. Bushes.
I think one of the ones I know.
No, it's not. One of the cops like jostled them awake. Apparently. Yeah, it was my freshman year roommate. He's a great guy. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun that night. And he woke up in a bush.
I think he was just on his way home, just walking home drunk, and just laid down. It's like being really wasted. I think it's like when you're hiking in like. I've never done this, but when you hike through the cold winter, like a snowstorm, and you're like, I'm just going to sit down and relax in the snowstorm, and you die. That's what happens. It's like you die because you fall asleep and then freeze.
That's actually the number one killer where I grew up. So I grew up in the mountains of Colorado. And
damn.
Most people, that's not true.
You asshole.
You don't believe me. Most people, they go through these walks in the snow and then they decide to lay down and then they freeze to death. That's just how it happens.
I can't believe you got me.
Yeah, I can't believe I got you that one too. That one's so obviously BS.
No, it's not. That's so believable. We'll see what people think. I think you tricked a lot of people with that one.
Sometimes, occasionally you'll hear like some idiot tourists, they go on a hut trip near where I live and then they decide to take a little nap in the snow and then they die. Like every 10 years, maybe more. I don't know. But a local would never do that. Locals they grew up with it.
They know about snow.
Yeah.
They kind of know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like if I was walking through a snowstorm,
you'd be dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would just
me knowing you wouldn't make it very far.
No, I'd try to find like a deer, try to kill a deer, and then sleep inside of the deer.
Yeah, it's super easy to just wander up to a deer and kill it.
It is.
That's all hunting is. You just wander up to deer and you kill them.
There's a lot of them out there, right? I'm bound to get one of them. Right?
Yeah, you're bound to kill one of those animals that runs at like 30 miles per hour with your bare hands. I'm sure you'll
Here's what I would do. I would wait in the tree. I would climb a tree, and then I'd wait until the deer are running below me, and I would tackle the deer, and I would snap its neck.
Yeah, I think what would happen in that situation is you'd wait in a tree. On them, and you manage to impale yourself on their horns, and then you're dead.
Deer don't have horns, idiot.
Deer do have horns. Male deer have horns. They have antlers.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but
That's
female deer, female
okay,
horns.
so you would only kill women. Is that what we're learning now?
No, I mean, I would kill whatever deer looks. I would kill whatever deer looks the easiest to kill. That's called natural selection.
And so now you're saying women are weaker.
Look, don't pull the don't be a Washington reporter. Don't write an op-ed about me.
Dude, I'm gonna make sure someone writes an op-ed about you. Like someone else has to do the work, but
I can't wait.
You're not important enough though for someone to write an op-ed.
Yeah, I'm gonna make like 1,000 episodes of this, and like no one's gonna listen. No one gives a shit.
Like this is the second time you tried this, right? How many episodes you make the first time?
8. I made it to 8. So
are you counting this as a new podcast or like season 2?
Season 2 of the shit show. I should just call it the Sean Reilly shit show. That's what it is. Or I should name each try as an episode.
Yeah.
Like each version of it is its own thing, and you listen to the whole thing, and like it just ends abruptly.
What you should do is you should make each episode a different show, and on every single podcast app or whatever that you upload it to, you should register them all as different shows, so that no one accidentally bothers to watch 2 episodes, because that would be
that would ruin the whole point. That would ruin the point of the.
You will also never gain any momentum.
Yeah,
but
it's tough. It's tough to gain momentum doing anything, though.
Yeah, well, tell that to anyone.
I mean, but people do it. You know, people make it happen. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's a little bit about our background. Our
background. Yes.
How's Australian football? You doing any of that lately?
No. The national championship got canceled this year in the U.S. because of Corona. So.
Weren't you telling me they were doing like a special season though? Like it's not totally canceled.
Yeah, I don't know. That didn't happen. But nationals would have been this weekend, so I would have been watching along. The pro league in Australia, they played out the year, but the team I like, North Melbourne Kangaroos, they started out great. They started out 2-0, 2 wins, and I think they ended 3-16. So
hey,
they only won one more of like the next. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Well, dude, it seemed, I remember we were at that bar in Kansas City. It seemed like people were interested. Like those other guys were like, oh, what is this? What sport is this?
Yeah, well, it's weird that they were playing it there because, like, I guess that must have been Kansas City does have a team, Kansas City Power. I don't know if they even still really exist, but they did have a team at some point, and I guess that must have been their bar because I can't imagine there's any reason, because every team has like their after party bar, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine there would be any reason else why they would be playing Australian football in Kansas City. I thought that was hilarious that they were playing it there.
Wasn't it on ESPN like 2 or 1?
No, it was on. It's like Fox Sports Plus, I think is how you have to get it.
Oh, okay.
But you have to have like a special package to get. I know because I've looked into getting it, and given up on that front.
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's the sports have been totally fucked this
year.
That's one of the worst industries.
Yeah.
Or like the most impacted, I think.
I mean, oh no, those millionaires can't make.
It's real tragedy, all those guys getting just like fat unemployment checks.
No, but like all the staff and stuff, they're unemployed, so that's a real bummer.
Yeah.
But as far as like the owners and the players go, I mean, most things are like up and running. The NFL,
Right.
You want to make this an NFL podcast?
Yeah,
I
let's
know
just
very little about the NFL.
or whatever their fucking theme song is.
Yeah, the really cool Spock Sports intro. I think that's copywritten. Hey,
Oh.
we're not advertising. Throw it in. No.
Am I gonna get copyright stricken? Welcome to Fox News. All right, let's do a fake ad read. Let's do a sports team. Or let's have a Fox News Plus as our sponsor.
Fox Sports Plus.
Fox Sports Plus.
Fox News Plus is better. Fox News Plus for when regular Fox News doesn't have enough racist conspiracy theories. Fox News Plus. Maybe this time we'll hire what's his name, the crazy dude who Alex something.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Don't you slander his name on my podcast, David. That man. I could do it good. That man is a saint.
Is he? He's a saint, as in, one of the. Aren't the Saints like a gang? Is that a thing?
The Saints, they're a football team. St. Louis.
No, I know they're a football team. The New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees probably played for them at some point. I think that was his team.
Dude,
does he still play? I don't know.
There was this. Do you follow football a lot?
Very half-assedly.
Okay, so there was this thing that my roommate was showing me that there was this football player, and apparently what he does is he when someone's when a receiver is jumping to catch the ball,
yeah,
he drives his shoulder into their neck and tries to basically kill them. Have you heard of this guy?
Maybe.
I think it's DeMarcus something.
Ago. That was
Johan.
Possibly very racist.
Johan, I think that is his.
I think his name is Larry.
Oh fuck, my bad. That was a basketball player. God damn it. I'm not a sports guy. I'm sorry. I forget his name. Johan's such a piece of shit. He can't find anything. He sucks. Yeah. Anyway, there's this football guy, and what he does is he'll figure out where the receiver is going to catch the ball, and he'll drive his shoulder into their neck and try to paralyze them to get them off the team.
Honestly, I think that's just good strategy.
You're
right
a sick
there,
fuck. That's crazy.
Take him out of the game, right? And if you can get away with it, I think fair play.
You're a psycho, dude. I'm glad we both do comedy and not football.
Look, it's most important, right? In football, right? There's one rule, and that rule is win at all costs. And that cost may be the life of your opponent. Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, of course I'm not fucking serious.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of sold though. I'm kind of sold. Look, if I wanted the Super Bowl ring, that's your life's purpose.
That's honestly a great weapon. Super Bowl ring.
Right. If you already have one, wear it. Put it on before the play.
Wear it. Put it on.
And
then
get him in the temple.
Under your gloves, and then a punch, and I mean brass knuckles make a little bit more sense, honestly. But
dude, it'd be really funny is a modified version of football where when they yell hike, it's just a brawl. There's no holds barred.
I mean. That is football. No, that's what rugby is basically.
You can't punch though in rugby.
No. Oh. Probably. I don't know. I know that Australian football is like that too sometimes, but it's less. It's more in the field of play.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you'll end up with these little scrums, and people will if they don't think the ref can see them, people will hit dirty.
Damn. Same with water polo, right?
Yeah, water polo, I've heard, is real rough. Never played it.
Yeah. No, I did a lot of track and field. That was brutal. Track and field.
Yeah, that was brutal, because you would always try to beat up your competitors, and then that led to the police beating you up.
No, the only thing more challenging than hurting someone else in sports is hurting yourself, and that's what I had to do every day.
Yeah, I did track and field too, but I wouldn't brag about that as a sport where I, really push myself to. I mean, you do, but it's different.
It's boring. It's a boring ass sport. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna watch track
like
and field.
the only thing about track and field is like it's like the 100-meter dash is like the only event that people pay attention to. I feel like unless you're really into it.
Yeah, I mean, at the Olympics, I'll watch any of it.
Yeah,
that's once every 4 years.
Right.
So.
And then what do they do on the off years? These Olympians, they just train for.
No, they're like meets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a real fan, Sean, you'd be watching the track and field world championships in, I don't know, Baku, I don't know where they are.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, Baku. I don't know why I went to Baku.
Baku? Where is that?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan? Oh, you went there because of isn't there the Turkey? There's this thing happening in Turkey there, right?
No, I think the thing happening in Turkey is probably happening in Turkey.
No. Have you heard of the Armenian-Turkey conflict?
Well, then I assume it would be in Armenia and Turkey.
Where's Azerbaijan?
And near them.
I think I've read the word Azerbaijan in articles about that conflict.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
sure.
really into that, aren't you? Shouldn't you know a lot about that stuff?
I'm a little behind.
Oh, okay.
I've been busy this last couple weeks.
Okay.
So Azerbaijan is on the African side, or no? Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Kind of. Azerbaijan's on the other side of Armenia, right? It's Turkey, then Armenia, then Azerbaijan.
From south to north?
Azerbaijan? I think that sounds right.
Azerbaijan.
In Baku, I don't know. They have a Formula One race in Baku, usually. If we're continuing on,
Dude,
let's talk about...
One of my classmates interned at Formula One. On their
cool.
aerodynamics engineering division. Fucking badass.
In Formula One or in a Formula One team? Because it doesn't really make sense.
Or no, it was NASCAR. I lied.
Oh, okay. Well, that's much lamer. They just drive in circles.
Yeah, they just turn. What is that South Park? I love that South Park joke. Yeah, I'm gonna drive real fast. I'm gonna turn left sometimes.
That's NASCAR.
And then
I can't watch NASCAR.
I'm just as stupid and poor as you, Kenny. Fuck you, Kenny. And then he's crying. He's like, "What's wrong, Cartman? I'm not poor or stupid."
I'm not poor and stupid enough to do NASCAR.
I mean, we shit on it, but it's cool. It's a cool sport. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
It's the lamest version of racing. Racing is cool, but NASCAR isn't cool. That's my hard stance.
You're gonna take a hard
Formula
stance on
One,
that?
dope as fuck. IndyCar, half of the races are cool. The ones where they don't race in circles. They do half circles, half not circles.
What about motocross?
Cool. Motocross, that's cool.
Yeah, I've never watched motocross. Is that off? That's off dirt road, or is that because they have concrete, they have asphalt and dirt motocross, right?
They probably just have both. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about motocross.
I've watched highlight reels of motocross and just people eating shit. They'll do the tilt. They'll tilt crazy degrees. They'll tilt on the turns, and then they just they lose momentum, and then they go off balance and then just eat shit, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And they fight with each other like, "Fuck you, man! You tripped me."
Have you ever seen cyclocross?
No.
It's
on the Tour de France.
It's like that on bicycles. But
Damn.
It's basically it's like going through a terrain park made of mud on a bicycle. It's insane.
Fuck. It's wet, raining and shit.
Yeah. It's always just super. Every time I've seen it, it's super nasty and rainy, and people are just sliding around in just mud, and it's gross, and it looks pretty cool though.
Dude, you could get fucked up. Another bike could come and hit you in the head.
Yeah,
a bike frame
they get,
that would hurt.
Spread out, but it's insane. Like sometimes the people have to jump off their bikes and run up a hill real fast because they just can't like push through the mud, and then you jump on your bike when you. Anyway, it's definitely interesting. I think I was watching highlights of that like a week ago. Again, a lot of free time these days. So.
You
Technically,
do?
I'm in school, but
So how's Germany been?
it's good. Yeah. Have we gone over why I live in Germany?
Oh,
Not really.
yeah. Okay. So you
Yeah.
you're still in school.
I'm
You're a
still in school
schoolboy.
at Cal Poly, where Sean and I went. You know, Sean's an alum.
Don't call me that. I denounce that school. Denounced. It's denounced.
But it's all online
right.
because I don't know why. Why there's just something happening with the world, so it's all online. And I'm a German citizen, so I moved to Berlin, Germany, for now because it's better here. This country is smarter overall in general.
All right, Nazi nationalist.
I'm also Jewish, before you make that joke.
Sorry.
So.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a joke. It was a direct accusation, David.
It's a direct accusation, yeah, well.
No, I would say that Germany, if we look at the data, if we look at the numbers, on the whole, Germany is probably better quality of life than the U.S.
Well, it is. The homeless people here have iPhones. True fact.
Yes, they do in L.A. too. I think I've seen some homeless people with phones in L.A.
Yeah, they all do. They're always like just kind of doing their own thing, listening to this podcast, probably.
They're jamming out. Hey, what's up? Alviedersehen, German homeless.
Alviedersehen means goodbye.
Oh, fuck. No, that's what I know. Goodbye. Don't listen. This is not for you.
I also do speak German, so it's pretty easy. But this...
have you been acclimating?
I think right now, as Berlin probably has the biggest English comedy scene in the world.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else with a big English comedy scene is shut down. Because I can do either an open mic or a showcase pretty much every night,
That's
I
awesome.
Take a couple nights off a week usually, but it's I'll do 2 on other nights, so evens out,
And then that's cool. And and you mentioned like earlier that the German you can't really do like they have a limited understanding of the U.S., right? Like you can't do like super
well, it's always
niche.
a very international audience, right? So you have to do things that like anyone in the world can get. Because there's also German comedy shows, so most Germans I think go to those. So you get some Germans in the audience, but you'll have an audience that's like a German guy, 2 girls from Romania, someone from Sweden, a group of people from China, and like someone from like the Philippines or something, and 10 Australia. You know what I mean? Like it's just a mess, and you never know. So you have to you can only do stuff that everyone in the world will get. You have to almost write like universal humor.
That's good.
You can't reference things. Almost.
Okay. Well, that's good and bad, right? Because you get to like, if you do an international tour ever, you'll fucking smash it because you'll know what's up.
I know what's up.
But then on the flip side, when you go back to the U.S., you'll be like, so how's about the I don't know, whatever.
How about them Cold War?
Dude,
it leads to a lot of like pretty much every comedian pretty much every comedian here has like 5 minutes making fun of their own country and religion, like,
or you could do like
do Jew jokes,
Germany versus the U.S. or like China versus Russia.
Yeah, right. So everything versus Germany, like their country compared to Germany, because audiences seem to relate to that no matter what, obviously, like you can't. This isn't Kansas City. You can't make fun of other. I can't do black jokes. I would never want to do black jokes. But yeah, I can only do Jew jokes and American jokes. And
so the clubs,
German.
is it pretty like? Would you say it's pretty centrist or like leans left?
Everyone's pretty liberal in the comedy scene here.
Yeah,
it's definitely liberal. But I mean, Germany is almost like it's socialist in a lot of ways as a country. Like if you have a kid in Germany, you get a monthly like payment for the government for that kid.
that's fucking stupid. It's a dumb. What kind of policy is that? I'm kidding. How much do you get?
What kind of policy is that? Yeah, a policy that prevents kids from starving. How dare they?
Why don't they just nationalize Costco? You know, I love Costco. How dare they touch Costco?
They don't have Costco here. They do have IKEA though, which is Swedish.
It's a German company or Swedish.
Swedish.
Dude, I fucking hate IKEA. I went to IKEA the other day. It was terrible. You have to walk through the whole store. It's exhausting.
That's yeah. Okay. Was that too hard for you? Did that take up too much of your precious quarantined time?
Yeah, it did. It really did. Because I was hungry.
Now the trick is to go to IKEA with friends, get a little drunk beforehand, and then go in and play hide and seek. That is the trick to IKEA.
It's fun.
Super fun. Yeah, that's what I did like 2 weeks ago.
You did that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
What are you, 14?
In Germany.
I just thought you were doing like childhood. Like, yeah, me and my friends in middle school used to like smoke meth and then run into an IKEA.
Yeah, you and your meth. You loving them. No, like 2 weeks ago with my friends in Germany. German friends. It was fun.
How's the food there?
In Germany, it's almost all doner, which is a Turkish food.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, which is like one of my favorite foods, so it works great. But I would say that's the most common food in Berlin. You could get others. I mean, you can get anything. I did get. We talked about sushi earlier. I went to a sushi buffet with a group of friends yesterday.
Dude, sushi buffets are risky. They're risky.
We've been to this one a couple of times.
No problems?
It hasn't, or it's not really a buffet. It's an all-you-can-eat. No problems.
Oh, is it like you order and then you have to order
ordering.
more?
Yeah, you just keep ordering, but it's one price. As long as you're not there more than 2 hours, it's just one price. It's like 10 euros. Those
are really good. I've been to a few of those.
Yeah.
I went to a proper sushi buffet once where they just leave the rolls out, and it was disgusting. It was horrible.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the Bay Area.
We did go, so same group of people, we went to a sushi buffet place like a week or two ago that's literally right outside where I'm living right now. And it wasn't that great. It was okay. It wasn't gross, but it wasn't good either. It was very, very neutral food in a way.
Yeah, it's weird to go neutral sushi. Like if sushi's not great, it can slip very quickly into bad.
Into bad and nasty. It is nice though to be in as someone who's lived in like LA and Denver. It's nice to be in Berlin where I can just take the subway everywhere. So that way, if I need to throw up, I don't have to.
You can do it on a guy in the subway.
I can
just find a guy.
On a guy.
Wait, sir, wait.
But yes.
Sounds fun, man.
No,
that sounds good. And then outside of that, you've been just doing that, basically just stand up and eating.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time being lost
in Germany. Oh yeah, because you don't have cell reception, right?
I don't have cell reception here. So I have to play this like fun game every time I go anywhere of like beforehand I have to do what people had to do in like the 90s of like look it up on MapQuest. And do you even know what MapQuest is?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I know MapQuest, but I have to look everything up before I leave, and I
print out directions
of it with my phone, and I'm like, okay, that's where I have to go, and then I go to that specific place. The problem is like, if after a show or something, someone's like, oh, come to this bar with us, and then I end up at a bar that it's like, oh shit, how do I get home now? But I'm getting like a pretty good idea of like how Berlin's laid out. So now I'm getting better at it.
That's good. Have you been in any museums? Like, it's a really famous city, right? Have you been?
Yes.
Did you visit the Berlin Wall or the site?
I had literally 2 days ago.
Oh, really? How was that?
Yeah, well, 3 of my friends were like, "Hey, you want to come to a museum with us?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds cool or whatever." But what I quickly found out was going to a museum meant like going towards a museum and then going behind the museum, getting really drunk, and then walking into the museum, and then finding out it closed 2 hours before we thought it did. So we only had about
museums
10
close
minutes.
at like 9 a.m. They're open from like 9 a.m. to like 10 a.m.
They're open from 9 to 9:30. No, this one apparently closed at 6 p.m. They thought it closed at 8.
Oh.
So we walked in there at like 5:45, and they're like, we're closing right now, and we're like, ah, shit. So then we went somewhere else. I think I had a show that night, so I had to go to a show. Oh yeah, that was the first time I'd ever gone on stage drunk. I'd never done that before.
How was that?
That's that. It was okay. I thought I did pretty well.
How drunk were you? How many drinks?
I was like
wasted or like?
I wasn't really keeping track. I wasn't wasted, but I was certainly not. So, you know what I mean? I was feeling it.
Yeah.
I don't think I was walking in a straight line. I think I mostly avoided slurring my words. I don't know. At the time I thought it went pretty well. I listened back to the recording like a day later.
Uh-huh.
And look, it wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't great. I wouldn't say I bombed horribly, but I also wouldn't say I did well.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. I did an open mic recently, and I was stoned. I was pretty high for the first time. Boy. Yeah, whatever. I was partaking in marijuana, and I had the exact same experience where I did it, and I thought of some new tags actually for some of my jokes on the spot, but then the rest of my set was dog shit. Like, my delivery took a big hit, but then creatively I added some extra tags that I was excited about. So I don't know. I just feel like for longevity, it's just good. In my opinion, it's just better to be sober when you're performing.
Yeah. I've always
done that basically.
Yeah,
dude, some people out here in LA, they just get wasted every time and then perform.
Yeah, but they don't really get very far.
Yeah. Yeah, with the cirrhosis.
The total drunks, every time they perform, it's like painful to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I found. There's a guy like that here too. And I just remember he was doing a set, I think 2 days ago on a show that I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy needs to sober up. He was British too.
Okay.
All the comedians here are from just like random places. Yeah, I'm one of 4 or 5 Americans.
So the other comedians, did they just have the same thought? They're like, fuck my country, I'm going to Germany?
Most of them have been here longer than I have.
Oh.
Most of them moved here years ago.
Right.
Yeah, people move. Berlin's a very international city. People move here for jobs and stuff, and people just move here because they like Germany as a country. They're really big into some of Germany's ideals. What they stood for in World War II.
Right, the xenophobia.
Germany, I would say, is a lot less xenophobic now than the U.S. is. So I think that's fair to say. Germany would never elect a Trump. Not to get political.
Never again. They wouldn't.
Well, yes.
I guess.
Reunited Germany.
How's the wasn't there talk of Germany leaving the EU for a while? Or was that Italy? Italy was going to leave.
I don't know. I don't think anyone is going to leave the EU. Germany wouldn't leave the EU. There might have been a very small minority vocalizing for that, but after how shitty it's been for England trying to leave the EU, I don't think anyone else is going to leave the EU.
Yeah, I mean, just the economic, it's like a multi-year, it takes like a decade. Brexit was literally 2016.
Yeah.
I remember it, actually.
They're supposed to officially exit later this year, but every English person I've met thinks it's the worst thing ever. Well, part of it is because in the EU, you can live in any country in the EU without getting like a visa or anything.
It's like a country. The EU is almost like a country itself, right?
Right. And now that England's leaving, that's ending. So now British people are like struggling to get there's like some special way. Like it's pretty easy if you've already been living in another country for a long time, I think. But yeah, they all have to get like visas and papers now because they leave. Like again, part of the thing is I have a German passport, and part of the great thing about that is I can live anywhere in the EU whenever I want.
Dude, that's clutch. So just because you're a German citizenship, you can live in any country in the EU?
I can live in any country. That's why I've lived in Spain before, and that's why I've lived in Germany. Well, Germany is pretty obvious, but
that's
the second
awesome.
time I've lived in Germany, so that's it makes it a lot easier than whatever other Americans have to go through.
Yeah.
I assume it's hard though.
Probably. Yeah. You know, it's I don't know. I mean, there's always like if the like there's always going to be, if you look at the EU as a country, then you like Germany is really you could look at the actual countries as like states of within the EU. That's kind of the way I see it. And like when you have you know, just like in the US, you have poor states and you have wealthy states. You have big states and you have small states. And like just because the UK is super wealthy, you know, I mean, of course it's, you know, some people in the Britain will claim it's unfair, you know, that other countries are taking advantage of the UK, but like, you know, I think that's just.
Now, the UK, I think, has quickly realized that they made the wrong choice. But the problem is the ruling party won't put it to a revote.
Yeah,
that's what British people tell me. Again, I'm not fully well versed
in Brexit policy.
Brexit, but the US, we have our own issues.
It's a pretty complicated subject, though. I will give you that.
It's But yeah, I also know people who did. I know someone who did vote for it, and they said if they could vote again now, they would have changed their vote and voted against it.
I think it was a really close vote, and like most people didn't even know what Brexit meant, and they just voted yes.
People didn't know what it meant. Yeah, if they voted again now, it wouldn't pass. But the people in charge like it, so
yeah,
we'll see. They also keep extending the deadline for when it's gonna happen.
It's like it's like a TV show, dude. It's like season 3. Brexit.
Well, it's like
3.
Movie release dates now in the time of Corona, where they keep going, oh, never mind, it's not coming out in the fall, it's coming out 2021.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Maybe 22. We're not sure yet.
Coming never to your screen. Never.
Yeah, they started just like canceling TV shows and stuff because they like can't produce them, and everyone's contracts are going to run out before the virus ends. So, you know, might want to look at check if your favorite TV shows are canceled. Sorry to bum everyone out.
Well, luckily I have an entire decade of TV to catch up on, so I'm okay.
Yeah, okay, yes. Your favorite shows are only those. Right. Sean's favorite shows are House of Cards, The Cosby Show.
They're two great shows.
Charlie Rose. That's just a talk show, I think.
Louis is a great show.
Louis.
Who else?
Who else?
The history documentary on Hitler is a good documentary.
Okay, well, at least that is made by people with, I think, the correct vision in mind.
Can you cancel Hitler? Like, he kind of already canceled. He doesn't really need canceling.
Hitler has been canceled, probably.
Like, he was canceled the minute.
Cancel Hitler. I'm fully on board with this. Let's start that as a campaign.
You can't really cancel, like, he was always hated.
Yes.
Or like for most,
no.
or like, I mean,
at the
actors.
time, some people quite liked him, and now people like him again. Specifically, a large American contingent.
What if Twitter?
But other countries do have Hitler lovers as well.
Yeah. What if he had a Twitter?
Yeah.
When he was coming around.
Well, I don't know. I honestly think he's German, so he wouldn't be like Trump and putting 30 tweets a day. Every time he takes a shit, he's got to tweet 1,000 times. But Germans don't do that. Germans are efficient. He would cover it all in one tweet. It'd be like
cover his entire policy in 140 characters.
Hate the Jews. Need more camps.
Sad.
Hate the Jews. Need more camps. Economic policy rework. No, you'd get it all in like one tweet. Everything would be 3 words. Economic policy rework. Armies moving in on France.
I was reading about this company. Damn, it's hella dark. Zyklon B, the chemical that they
No.
That was the one they used in the gas chambers, Zyklon B. And this company that like sold it to Germany. There was like these 2 guys that started the company, and then they were executed for like after the war for like knowingly selling it, and fuck them.
I'm not. Yeah, like I think that's okay.
Yeah, no, it was. I was just looking at it from like it's crazy that a corporate, like I thought they were like totally nationalistic, but like there was this private company doing that. Which is insane to me. Like fucking McDonald's.
That's insane. We're in kind of a similar vein. Do you remember when that like clothing company tried to retake the swastika? Dude,
no.
This is a couple of years back, and there's this clothing company that was like, we're gonna take back the swastika. So they put out all these like sweatshirts that had like the swastika in like rainbow colors next to like the peace sign.
Oh, well, it's originally a Buddhist symbol, right? The horizontal version.
Again, it's originally a symbol, but it was just so like it was in such poor taste,
Yeah.
Like what?
A rainbow swastika? That's fucking insane.
They were like, yeah. Which reminds me of, if you ever watched Nathan For You.
I love that show.
Yeah, you remember the episode where he starts his own. He finds out that his windbreaker, the company Taiga, apparently like promotes a guy who was the Holocaust denier. So he started his own windbreaker company that is a avid Holocaust acceptor and promotes the existence of the Holocaust having happened.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw him, and it's a legit real company, right?
It's a legit real company. I kind of want to get one of those jackets.
That's so like fucking funny. Yeah. I love how some of Nathan's ideas like they actually work. Like dumb Starbucks was a huge success.
It was a huge success. So stupid.
And it was all these like, everyone wanted to get on the hype train of dumb Starbucks. Dude, people think it's Banksy. Is it Banksy? Oh my God.
It's just this guy. He had some good ideas.
Dude,
kind of
Nathan Fielder is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best artists alive today, honestly.
I wonder what he's doing now. I know that show's over. I don't know. How about Johan? Look that up.
Johan.
What's Nathan?
What's Nathan Fielder up to?
What's Nathan Fielder up to?
He's producing my podcast. I have Nathan Fielder in chains.
In And
Oh shit! Sorry, he's Jewish.
He's been locked in your basement for the last. Oh, you're in California. You can't even have a basement.
Yeah.
How do people have creepy basements in California? You're not allowed to have basements in California, right? Because of earthquakes.
I think so. I don't have a basement.
What do
My
creepy
childhood home.
people do?
To be creepy, you just kind of like get a shed or like a public storage.
Yeah, shed. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, the farms.
Of course, you've thought this out.
The outhouse. Something insulated, something nice and insulated away from people.
Something with soundproof walls.
Yeah, you can insulate a room pretty easily with, foam
foam and very thick concrete.
Concrete, steel.
Look, if you want to keep someone shut up, there's a way to do it. And Sean will come over to your house and help you set that up.
I was really sad that I never grew up with like a basement, because I always thought basements were really cool. Like they're like a cool like, man
that's
man
where,
cave.
Like, my friends and I hung out. Like we put my Xbox was always in the basement, and you would go downstairs and have a good time. Yeah, that was like a big part, and that's where we'd hang out at everyone's house in Colorado. We'd always just hang out in the basement.
That's so much fun, dude. See, I missed out on that experience. That's why I'm all fucked up, I think. I never had a basement.
Didn't get to hang out in basements.
I never got the bro experience, the man cave experience.
You didn't get to experience. Yeah, you didn't get
the friend experience.
And before that, when I was really little, the basement was where my brother and I had all of our Legos. We just had Legos all over the floor. And
I love Legos. Legos are the shit, dude.
Legos are the fucking shit, dude. I miss Legos.
I know. I was thinking about buying the Death Star, the 1,000-piece Death Star.
The 1,000-piece Death Star.
And just build it when I'm feeling like angry. I'll just go build the Death Star.
So like all the time.
Yeah. No, I'm not that angry. I'm a pretty down to earth, spiritual. I'm a great guy. I'm just a great guy.
It's great guy.
What a stupid
ladies. Sean is a great guy. So if anyone wants to finally take his virginity, it's really
Sarah,
funny.
There are a ton of great guys out there, Sarah. Just go out and get a great guy.
Just get a great guy. Yeah.
What
Sean
is it?
will actually, he'll get real nervous if you talk to him, and he'll introduce you to someone better than him anyway.
Nah,
so,
that's not true. I'm cool. I'm a cool, calm, and collected these days. I'm drinking LaCroix, dude.
You're drinking LaCroix. Yeah. The douchebags. The White Claw for those too weak to get drunk.
Yeah.
The White Claw for lightweights. There we go. There's my LaCroix diet. LaCroix, the White Claw for lightweights. You don't want to drink a White Claw, but you want a drink water that tastes slightly fruity. There you go. Eat a LaCroix. Yum yum.
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
You're fired. If you were working for LaCroix marketing, I would fire you. Here, I'll do you one better. I'll try it. Let me try it. Do you want a LaCroix? I want a LaCroix. 5 or more flavors of LaCroix. Do you want a mango water?
That was worse.
Yum yum.
Do you want to taste a fruit that feels watered down and and bloating? Drink a LaCroix. No, funny story though. Yesterday because I made the virginity joke. Anyway, ladies.
Not a virgin, by the way, for the record. Get that down. Johan, get that down for the record.
So with some friends, we went into like a clothes store yesterday, and this was like one of those. It kind of was like that skateboard culture. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's one of those. I don't know a lot about that culture, so if I sound like an idiot talking about it, that sounds about right. But a lot of I've noticed, right, like they really like English words in Germany and like other places in Europe. Honestly, like everywhere in the world, right? They like to put English words on things. But sometimes they clearly never even bothered to like throw this stuff through Google Translate. Like they have no idea what this stuff means. Like my friend literally bought a sweatshirt that said like "Make commitment stone." Like, what?
Really? Make commitment stone?
Stone, yeah. Said that, which was weird because it was made by Volcom, which I think is an American company anyway.
Yeah.
But I guess they just don't care about their German market. But
that's so fucking funny.
And we found a hat and a matching shirt that said "Virginity Rocks" on it.
No, that's cool. They thought about that one.
That's a good one. And we were like sending pictures of it to all our friends. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, buy that for us." Like, people, it's a good gag gift, honestly.
Yeah.
We would have literally bought them if they weren't super expensive, but it was like 30 euros just for the hat. Like that's not worth it.
Damn, 30 euros. And the euro's stronger than the dollar, right?
Yeah, it's like $40.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's not worth it. That's why we didn't buy the Virginity Rocks hat.
So is it expensive?
We did take.
What's your cost of living like down there? Is it like pretty high?
Oh, it's super. Everything in Germany is rent controlled.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty cheap. Yeah, landlords aren't allowed to charge above a certain amount. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. Food's pretty cheap. Like restaurants are super cheap, but then drinks are very expensive at a restaurant. Like water, you have to pay for water at a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Like I can just use tap water in my apartment, but hostel. It's kind of an apartment.
It's a hostel apartment, is what it is.
It's basically an apartment in a hostel. But at least I have my own room. And again, by apartment, it's a room with a bed, a table, and then like a connected bathroom that has a shower and a toilet and a sink. And that's literally everything.
Well, is it better than a college dorm? Is it better than like the Cal Poly dorm?
Yeah, it's better than a college dorm because I don't have to walk down the hall to go piss and I don't have a roommate. So yeah, that's how it's better than
that's good.
The college dorm. But it's not a lot better than the college dorm. You know, it's barely better than a college dorm. They also keep like doing construction. So they're like building more rooms or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, it sounds fun. It sounds like people are wearing masks out there, or
yeah, every time you go inside a place here, you have to wear a mask.
Okay.
But once you sit down, you can take it off.
Mm-hmm.
So does that do anything? I don't know. They had a little increase in cases this last week, I think. There was like some scares in the comedy scene too, so like a lot of shows were canceled. But everything's back now. Here's the thing. People here, when they get sick, they can get tested immediately. If I want to get a test within the hour, I can.
No way.
If I said right now, I was like, I need to go get a COVID test, I could get it within the hour.
Wow. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, in the U.S., it's actually a super big pain because I tried to get one in the U.S. because they encouraged Germany before I flew to Germany. They were encouraging people to get COVID tests in their own country, especially if they were coming from a danger zone like the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Americans aren't even allowed to travel now. I had to travel on my German passport, but
Dude,
so
that's
did
insane.
that, but literally, it took me 5 minutes. I arrived at the airport in Berlin, and all I had to do was walk to another terminal to get the COVID test, and it took me 5 minutes to get it. There's no line. That's what their army's doing. Their army is just running COVID tests.
Wow.
And our army is doing something else, probably. I don't know what our army's doing.
Our army is just chilling, dude. They're just chilling out.
Our army is chilling and launching drones, probably.
Hey, don't joke about drones. Drones are important. We need drones, David. to blow up our
We
adversaries
need drugs.
into tiny pieces.
And to deliver.
Did I tell you, dude?
Packages.
Did you hear about that news story about like a Raytheon missile blowing up a school bus in Iran or Yemen? I think it was
No. I haven't heard that. That sounds depressing now.
No, yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to bring the mood down with sad stories.
Yeah.
No, it's like
it's great for pillow talk.
How do you? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So Sean will turn to a girl and be like,
"Oh,
"You
baby,
were great." She'll be like, "You were okay," and then he'll be like, "Did you hear about the school bus that got blown up by a Raytheon missile in Iran? 30 children dead. Yeah, how's that?" And she's like, "Please leave."
Oh, Sean, talk dirty to me.
Yeah.
Or
and then you start talking about dirty bombs.
Tell me something that makes me go crazy. Oh, you want to hear something? Have you heard of Raytheon? They blew up a school bus. Okay, get off me.
Yeah.
I just thought that was just like the image of it is horrifying and tragic, but like, how do you hit a school bus?
How do you?
Come on, like it was an accident, by the way. It wasn't on purpose. It was an accident. How do you do that?
Really? I think all children deserve to die, so I assume it was on purpose.
Well, look, I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm just saying you don't need a missile to do it. That's a waste of a bomb.
Overpopulation is a problem. Let's stop it at the source. That's what I say.
Well, the children are merely the symptom of the pregnant women, David. So if you really want to go to the source.
Look, people need to have less children because the child mortality rate around the world has gone down, right? So we either need people to stop having children or the child mortality rate to go up.
Or we find a way to support a bigger population with GMO food.
Or we let COVID kill everybody.
If it's not COVID, it's going to be an asteroid or something else.
Right. Oh, which is what happens in that. Have you seen Love and Monsters? That's a movie.
No.
Friends and I were bored, and it's on one of the streaming services here, so we watched it. But in that one, it was okay for what it was. It's pretty okay. But that one, an asteroid is gonna hit Earth. So everyone shoots missiles at it. But what that does is all the chemicals from the missiles come down and they mutate all the animals into like horrifying monsters, and now everyone dies or has to go live underground. And that's the plot of it. Yeah. Dylan O'Brien.
Damn.
Is from the Maze Runner fame, which I never saw, but he's in the Maze Runner movies.
Dude, I love movies about mazes, or like puzzle movies are so cool.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say Maze Runner is really a puzzle movie. Have you seen Maze Runner?
No. It sounds like a puzzle movie though.
Maze Runner is like kind of like the Hunger Games, I guess, but not. It's there's a bunch of teenagers. Oh, they're all boys except for one. There's one girl. A bunch of teenagers keep waking up in a maze, and they're like, "What's up with this maze?" And then they're trying to map the maze. It honestly, it doesn't. The answers are my complaints about the Maze Runner trilogy, which again, I read the books, didn't see the movie, but my complaints about the Maze Runner trilogy, and this is important that we go through
step by step. Walk me through. Take your time.
Okay, so like the problem is they're in this clearing in the middle. Right, and then they're surrounded by this maze, but they can only enter the maze during the day because at the night the doors to the maze close.
I'm sold. This sounds so fucking cool. And they get stuck in the maze at night, right?
Right. Well, the goal is not to get stuck in the maze, and the maze is also covered with these they're like kind of like giant spiders, but they're also robots, giant spider robots that are trying to kill you, essentially, and everyone, sometimes people get stuck in the maze, and I don't know. Eventually, they get out of the maze, and then and then you find out why the maze exists. And I don't really remember the exact explanation, but I just remember thinking, that doesn't really make any sense. Like this guy just had this cool idea about a maze, and he didn't really formulate, the guy who wrote the book, I'm assuming. He didn't really formulate how things make sense after they leave the maze.
Mm-hmm.
But the Earth is also like post-apocalyptic or something. And then there's a big battle in a city at the end, and then
Oh, really? That's lame.
everyone except for the main character dies, basically, I think. I don't remember. There are 3 books. The first book is all about the maze.
So the second book doesn't even have a maze in it?
The second book is trekking through a post-apocalyptic wasteland, I think, or something like that.
That's so lame. That's so misleading. I would want more maze content. I love mazes, dude.
Big battle in a city. I don't know why we're discussing the Maze Runner trilogy.
I think it's. I mean, I love. What's that one? You know, this one where this is the guy and he has an eye on his hand.
I don't know. Is that the Da Vinci Code?
No.
I wouldn't know.
Johan, look this up for me.
The guy with an eye on his hand.
Eye on hand movie.
It's not the Da Vinci Code.
It's not. It's. I think it's called. Pan's Labyrinth. Have you heard of that one?
That's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen it, but I
highly recommend.
Who directed it for some reason.
Highly recommend it because of the guy with his eyes on his hands. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. You've seen it? And you're not just recommending a random movie?
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't. I lied. That was a lie. But it seems cool.
What else?
Have you seen The Cube?
Cube. I've seen the episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars called The Cube.
Oh, okay.
Where Obi-Wan Kenobi has to pretend to be a bounty hunter and work his way through a puzzle known as The Cube.
Okay, well, this movie called The Cube is actually, dude, it's so cool. Basically, it's a horror thriller, whatever. That movie.
So like your regular life.
What? Yeah. Like my existence. But basically, it's so cool that this guy wakes up in a cube, right? And then and then you find out that his cube is one cube in a bigger cube. So basically, you have No, it's scary. I'm not telling you about it. You have his cube, and all the cubes are connected, right, by doors.
But he really loves circles and is scared of squares, right? So the issue
is apparent.
With the PTSD of being in a cube. Is that the plot?
So he wakes up. There's actually a trilogy. It's Cube 2, and then Hypercube, I think. Or there's like a Cube. I don't know. There's a prequel. Anyway, the first cube is he wakes up, then he goes into the other cube and he meets another guy. He's like, whoa, there are multiple people in this big cube of cubes. And then those guys go into a third room, a third cube, and then one of the guys gets like fucking killed by razor wires and shit in the third cube. So then he's like tries to leave the cube, and then he I think he doesn't end up getting to leave. I think he dies.
Yeah, the cube. Yes, he dies in the cube.
And then
he never sees a sweet, sweet circle again.
Right. He never sees the sunlight. And they never explain. You know, actually, it's the same. I have the same critique as the what was that one you were talking about? The Maze Runner trilogy. They never explain why the cubes exist. It's so annoying. I'm like, dude, is it the government? Like, what's the artistic critique?
See, in the Maze Runner, they explain why the cubes, not the cubes. They explain why the maze exists. I just remember thinking, yeah, but that doesn't make sense. Why? Mm-hmm. Why though? It was like to test the survivability of like humans and their ability to adapt or something. But it's like, it still doesn't make sense.
That's kind of Nazi-ish to do. That's kind of a homage to that, to a fucked up test.
Well, they go to war with those people. And they have to kill them.
Okay,
I think that's what happens.
That's good. No, I would definitely recommend seeing. I'll send you the link to the movie. It's really good. The Hypercube. It's really, really good.
Yes.
And the hypercube is the one. It's a 4-dimensional version of it. Like the cube is a 4D cube.
The cube.
So like,
Okay.
so basically there's a cube, and then you go like to one cube, and then you go back to the original cube, and it's a different cube because it's in 4 dimensions. You know?
Wow. Yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean? They're like 4, like we live
in 4 dimensions, right?
No. I'm talking about 4 spatial dimensions.
Yeah, I know. I was just being annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. 5D then, you asshole. So you really want to get it to be technical about it. 1 dimension of time and 4 dimensions of space.
Yeah, even though it's very hard to go backwards through the time dimension.
Yeah. I've always thought about what it would be like to be from like the 5th dimension. It'd be really cool.
Yeah. Super cool.
You could like. You think that stuff exists?
So,
you think that there's like universes beyond our own universe?
Sure, but is it really worth thinking about?
I think so. Not for that long, but like a little bit. Because I'm trying to
just for like, okay, maybe, and then it's like, okay, well, what am I gonna
look? I wouldn't be one of those nerds that spend my whole life on it, because I got to get money. You got to get this money, but like, I would.
Yeah. What's your current job?
Like a
podcaster,
successful podcaster, preeminent podcaster of the 21st century. Does that sound ring a bell?
You might have inspired me to finally start my podcast, my pilot season idea, which originally I was going to do with you, but I think I'll just do it alone now.
I'm glad to hear I've motivated you. Yeah, no, that's not. You should do it, man. I'll be your first listener.
Well, you can be all different guests every
episode.
Yeah. So you can do an episode.
Yeah, I'll be your first guest.
That's how I do it. I'm not gonna do. I don't know. I didn't quite. I was gonna watch the other episode, or at least the first episode of this podcast that I'm on right now. Which if I am correct, it's just you talking to no one.
Oh,
right.
No. My producer Johan is there. He's actually there for that one. He's not here today.
Producer named Johan. Johan is a symptom of your multiple personality disorder.
David, don't you get it? There's no Johan. There never was any Johan. It's all a lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead and watch it. It'll be yeah. I hope. Yeah, you should. Whatever.
Is it just you slowly going crazy? At the beginning, you're like, "This is what I did today," and by the end, you're like, "I don't think the moon is real."
And Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are pedophiles, and QAnon. Look into QAnon. Look into it. All I'm saying is think for yourself. Think for yourself, and by listening to me telling you to look into QAnon. No, that's no, I just I guess we could do another fake ad. How about this episode is sponsored by the first episode of the podcast? This episode is brought to you by episode 1 of On Edge with Sean Reilly.
Sean Reilly. Do you want to see Sean slowly lose his shit as he realizes it was a mistake to do a guestless podcast? Watch episode 1 of On Edge with Sean Reilly, where he definitely falls over the edge and crashes horribly onto the rocks below. Edge with Sean Reilly.
The rocks of reality. The reality rocks. Reality does not rock.
So that might be a dishonest ad. Maybe it's brilliant. Maybe it's
it's neither of those things. Let's you're going to two really big extremes right now. And I'm going to say somewhere in the middle. It's not brilliant, and it's not me. It's kind of me going insane. You were right about the first one.
You're like, birds aren't real. Have you ever seen a bird? I haven't. I mean, I've seen birds, but they were holograms. I've never touched a bird.
The government has technologies that you would never understand. and they exist and they're real today.
Yeah, they've created birds.
They made birds.
I remember
to spy on us.
I remember one time I watched this like. There's on YouTube, if you look hard enough, right, you can find like North Korean television.
Oh.
And I watched.
Oh, I love that. I've seen a little bit of that
documentary on Americans that talked about how all Americans eat is birds and snow.
That's kind of true. Chicken and water. That's not that off base.
We eat birds and snow. They would be like, look at this tree. As you will see, there are no birds. That's because Americans ate all the birds. Or we eat coffee made of snow, not just snow.
Coffee made of snow?
Coffee made of snow.
Coffee made of like hot water? Well, that's so weird.
It doesn't make sense to me either.
What a weird lie.
That's why
I stole that line from Kayla Kramer. What a weird lie.
What a weird lie.
So your dad sold
the love of your life, Kayla Kramer. Is she gonna watch this?
Yeah, hopefully. Whoa, that's outed. You outed me. It's out there.
You know, that was a classic case of you not making a move when you could have. You know.
Yeah.
You being weak. Do you want to talk about this? Can we talk about this?
No, let's not. Yeah, we can. I mean, you know, I'm a real open guy, you know. But yeah, that's personal, like, you know, it's a personal thing, so maybe not.
So no.
No.
So no. Wouldn't want to ruin your opportunity here. That you already ruined by not living where
I'm censoring you. I'm officially censoring you, David. You're censored. I know I wanted this to be about free speech and free thought, but I'm censoring you. You're banned. You're banned.
Okay, bye.
No, I'm just bad.
We'll talk about your relationship with Mayla Hamer and how.
Is that defamation? I don't know.
I don't know. That's it's nothing.
It'll be part of the legacy. People, maybe we can create a controversy and then I can end up like Kim Kardashian or something like that.
How does that?
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I'll suck your dick.
Have sex with Moesha's brother?
Yeah. How old is Moesha now?
I don't know how old her brother is either. I never saw the show Moesha, but I think it's late 90s, early 2000s.
Sometimes you gotta fuck Moesha's brother.
You can't start out at Kanye. Sometimes you gotta fuck Moesha's brother. Anyway, shout out Trevor Moore.
Shout out. It's this YouTube's gonna recognize that we sang that and copyright strike this video.
Strike. How we say?
Fuck YouTube. Fuck YouTube and fuck copyright strikes.
Your random weird tangent. Remember that time we went to that open mic that was a mixed open mic and we decided the best idea was to karaoke Nickelback?
Oh yeah. Where was that?
That was at Sladoco.
Oh yeah.
This was years ago.
Oh, dude. No, we elbowed our way into the mic, right?
Into the mic. We both did 5 minutes of stand up for basically no one, and they're like, "Fuck this, we're gonna karaoke Nickelback," and then we did.
I think we got that mic canceled, right? Did they get I don't know.
No, that mic existed another week or two.
That's so funny.
It was a terrible mic.
What did we sing? We sang Photograph, right? Or Rockstar, one of the hits.
I don't know Rockstar. I think we did Photograph and the one that's like been down to the bottom of every.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that was. Yeah.
Are you having fun yet? Or no.
Are we having fun yet? Yeah. No.
It's not like you to say sorry. What's that song called? Johan, pull that up. Pull that one up.
I think it's I've Been Down. Is it not I've Been Down?
No, it's not. It's definitely not I've Been Down.
Is it Bottom of Every Bottle?
No.
Is it It's Not Like You to Say Sorry? I could just go through line by line and eventually we'll probably hit it.
It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken. From it as your heart was breaking. I've been down. I don't think we've got it yet. I've been
down to the bottom of
every bottle. These 5 words.
Down. Nickelback.
I don't know.
How You Remind Me. Oh yeah.
Duh.
You remind
that took us way too long.
Who I really am.
Dude.
Anyway.
Fuck everyone. Nickelback is great. I love that band. And you know what? Did you see the video where they're playing in Brazil? They had someone booked Nickelback for to open up a death metal concert. And then all the people started throwing glass bottles at them because Nickelback is not like Slayer or any metal band.
They're not a death metal band.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck was booking.
They're hard rock, maybe.
If
I wouldn't even say
they're
soft.
Metal. There's like soft rock. And
they're
these
not
days,
soft rock.
They are.
They're too noisy to be soft rock.
Yeah. They're
I would say they're hard rock. That's what they are.
Anyway, yeah, they were like the lead singer. I forgot his name, but they were getting thrown glass bottles, and then the guy, the lead singer, was like, "Cut the music," and he's like, "Do you guys want to hear some Nickelback?" And then the crowd was like, booed them, and he's like, "All right then, fuck you," and then they left.
That's probably the right call.
And I have respect for them. You know, they've got conviction. I would have done that.
Yeah.
If someone
I would have, if I was Nickelback, I would have looked into the gig a little more and been like, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't do this. But maybe Nickelback just needs to take any gig they can get at this point.
I mean, they're a world famous. They're probably rolling in dough. Maybe that's what the song "Rockstar" was about.
When's the last time that you've been like, oh, Nickelback's coming to town?
I think the band broke up.
The answer, I think, is 2004.
I would see them live. I would love to see an event where it's like Nickelback opens up and then it's like we watch a marathon of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That'd be like a really cool event I would go to.
That'd be a good time for you. What's it called? I think the Sweet Life on Deck was better.
Really? I thought it was trash. That's actually an unpopular opinion. Sweet Life on Deck was garbage, dude. They lived on a yacht, right? They lived on a yacht.
They lived on a cruise ship. It was dope, man. They got to, I don't know.
Dude, that was like literally just about 2 rich kids that just fuck around all day, right? They don't have any responsibilities. What was the show?
Like they're poor though. Their mom is like a maid.
Oh, and they live there?
And they lived in the hotel that their mom worked in.
Oh, I thought it was who's the really rich chick?
There was a Brenda Song plays the really rich. Who's she's got like a real career now, kind of.
Was she what's she been in lately?
She was in some episodes of New Girl years back. Okay, that might not be the best. She's in that show. I've only seen ads for it, but it has Kat Dennings in it, of Two Broke Girls and Thor fame. And this is turning into the David proves he knows everyone's IMDb pages show. But I think it's called Dollface or something like that. She's in that. She plays one of the characters. I just realized I've never seen the show, so it's going to be like, yeah,
that's cool.
Anyway, in New Girl, she plays Winston's girlfriend at one point.
What about the other 2 kids? What are Zach and Cody doing these days?
Zach and Cody? Well, I believe Cody is in Riverdale.
On
Riverdale?
No.
You haven't heard of Riverdale at least?
No, I'm terrible with pop culture, dude.
Riverdale is like very, very popular, I think. I've heard that.
I know it's a dance. Really, River really dance? Bad. You mean River Dance?
River Dance is completely different. That's an Irish thing.
Oh, I should know about that because I'm Irish.
Yeah, you're Irish. I know more about Ireland than you do. What's Ireland's national sport?
Famine. Starving.
The answers are hurling and Gaelic football.
Okay. That was a trick question.
Well, if you'd named either of them, I would have given it to you.
Wait, you said hurling? Like throwing up?
Hurling, no.
I'm going to hurl.
Hurling is like kind of like field hockey, but not. It's kind of like lacrosse, I guess, in a way. It's its own thing.
The real sports are famine and alcoholism. Those are the real sports.
Really? Alcoholism. What's the capital of Ireland? Do you even know
Dublin.
that?
Is that it?
That is. What's the capital of the other Ireland? Do you know that?
The other Ireland? Trick question. There's no other Ireland.
There's Northern Ireland.
That's just part of Ireland, isn't it?
No, it's just part of the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it pass?
Frankly, I don't think I know it. I thought I did, but now I'm like trying to remember. I have to look it up.
Johan, look that one up for us.
Look it up. Belfast. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that. I've heard of that country or city, whatever.
That's a city. City,
Belfast.
But yes, Ireland has been separated for a very long time. And after Brexit, there were brief talks of reunification. See, I'm wrapping us back around. Now
wow.
We're back on.
You're really tying it all together. How do we tie it all together with callbacks? I don't even know what we talked about. Cube.
What did we talk about?
Cube was the most fun.
We talked about Cube. We talked about the Maze Runner. We talked about.
Let's see whose memory is better.
We talked about Brexit.
Right.
We talked about
Germany.
Journey, the band Journey.
Germany, the country.
Germany. We can talk about the band Journey. Name 2 Journey songs. Go.
Okay. Wheel in the Sky Keeps on Turning.
Damn it.
And Don't Stop Believing.
I could only name one. I could only do Dave. Don't Stop Believing. I was just wondering if
dude, but Journey sucks dick. I hate that band.
But you know a second song of theirs.
Only because I hate it so much. Because I know.
Secret #1 Journey fan, Sean Reilly, trying to deny.
Put that in TMZ. Sean Reilly denies being Journey fan. Evidence points to the contrary.
To very much the contrary. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a Journey fan. I think Don't Stop Believing is
overplayed.
A fun
it's played
song
out.
to
It's
do
boring.
at karaoke for white people, but I couldn't name another Journey song.
I could name a third one. Ready? No, I can't.
Just make something up, and I wouldn't know.
All right.
You can name other
camera.
bands. We can make this a game. Name a band.
How about AC/DC?
Well, we already went over that. I don't know them very well.
How about Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin, well, they got Stairway to Heaven, and they got.
I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, so I know all their music.
You like all these bands that no one's likes. It's like 75.
No one. I don't know about that.
You like all these bands that like people who wear fedoras like.
No, I'm like a classic Redditor, dude. I am a classic Redditor, except I hate Reddit.
You're what people call a toxic gatekeeper.
Dude, I look like I moderate like 8 subreddits.
Yeah, I know. I wish you would stop.
And it's actually only 7 actually.
It's only 7. Jesus Christ. I don't even have a Reddit account. That's how cool I am.
It's cool to have one and not use it. That's what's cool. That's what I do.
No, I think it's cool to not have one,
Honestly, it's an exhausting site.
If it wasn't for comedy, I don't think I would have any social media.
Me neither, dude. It's a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah. Like, I only have a Facebook for comedy. I only have an Instagram for comedy.
It's exhausting to like manage all that stuff because you can't separate the business from the personal. and then you get super.
Yeah.
We're like really overexposed to it as comedians. I think it's really fucked.
Well, you need Facebook to book anything.
Yeah.
Basically,
it sucks that the whole business is on the on Instagram and Facebook. We should make a new social media platform for comedians, David. Boom. How about that?
Yes, let's call it. Actually, some Facebook friend who I don't know of mine did make that, and they were trying to get
How's that
people
going?
to join. I don't know. I didn't join.
I wouldn't join.
Someone should do this, but now that someone has, nah.
You've put 3 years of work into it. Nah, I'm pass.
Anyway, here, I'll do an ad for it. That guy's Comedy Network. Do you want some place to connect with other comedians, the saddest people in the world, to talk about how sad you are? Join the Comedian Social Network created by some guy on my friends list. If you go onto my Facebook, find me on Facebook, find my friends list, go through all my friends, you'll eventually find the guy. I don't know which guy it is. I couldn't tell you. He won't listen to this.
Do you? All right, that was all right. Let me try. Do you want to? Are you a comedian? Do you want to connect with other comedians? Me neither. That's it. Get a new hobby.
Better. That's better than mine. You win that one. I've had better ads for most of the other things.
I'll take the W on that. The dub.
You can have that W.
I'll take Z dub.
Z dub. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Are you? I don't have a kitchen. This is my biggest problem with my thing. So
What have you been doing for food?
Going to the grocery store and buying mostly fruit.
Oh yeah, and salami, right?
And salami. Oh yeah, I told you this. I buy cheese and salami, and I give myself 24 hours to eat it.
Dude, I thought salami you could just leave outside and it doesn't matter.
Well, I buy it from a refrigerated section, so I don't know. I found that it starts to get a little slimy when you leave it out.
You mean it gets a little bit salami? Johan, give me the butt up. All right. That is the end of the that's it. That was the episode. I think we're running out of gas here.
I think we are running out of gas here.
It's also 1:30 over here, so I'm pretty tired.
We'll do it again when you're just amazing at podcast.
Yeah. You mean right now? You mean next week?
Next week. This is your job. I forgot.
It is. Well, I'm trying to make it my job.
You have a Patreon? Can we shout out your Patreon?
Not yet. I don't have a Patreon yet because I don't have the audience for it yet. So,
yeah, that doesn't mean you can't have a Patreon. You just wouldn't have any patrons.
Yeah, and that looks weak, and then it lowers my brand value. So I'm waiting until, I want people to be asking me, hey, where's your Patreon? Then I'll make the Patreon. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yes. You're very confident that this is going to be a big hit, despite not having a real plan or idea for your show.
Look, you know what? You gotta move forward. You know the cube. It's like the cube. You gotta go to the new cubes because
I'm gonna cheat. It's like the maze in Maze Runner. Okay, you gotta run and avoid the Reavers or the Reapers. It's either the Reavers or the Reapers. You gotta avoid one of those two things, whichever one is the actual one, and you gotta find your way to the exit, right? And then you have to go walk through an apocalyptic wasteland and then have a war in a city. Those are the second and third movies.
Why do we do those things? Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Oh, and then your girlfriend and best friend both die. I'm pretty sure that happens.
Oh, damn.
Sorry to spoil the Maze Runner.
That'll get people to. Yeah, I should not say spoilers for all these episodes.
Spoilers for the Cube, the Maze Runner. What else do we spoil?
and Sean Reilly's comedy career. Spoiler.
Yeah,
he kills
House
himself.
of Cards. That was early on.
Yeah, House of Cards. Spoiler alert: Sean Reilly kills himself in 2025 in a motel in Kansas City.
Hey, that's dark. Hey, that would be a great post for the Comedians Only social network. Perfectly depressing.
Jaded, drunk, sweaty.
Drunk.
Post.
Yeah. You should post that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to post this all over the internet, and people will love it. They'll love you, David. You're going to be a star. You're going to be a star.
Does your show have a theme song?
It does. I made it myself.
Is it Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba? No.
It's what is it? No, it's my own thing. It's just my own thing. It's inspired by American Boy by Kanye West.
American Boy. So does that mean you rap in it?
No. It's you should listen to it. When you watch the first episode, it's at the end of the episode. It's the chords. I sample SpongeBob SquarePants, actually. It's pretty cool.
You're not going to play it right now to end the show.
No, I don't. I added in post. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to play Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba to end the show?
No, because I don't know. I'll just... How about you sing? Well, okay. We'll end it in a sec. Before we end, though, let's have... plug all your shit. Plug all your shit so we can have people follow you.
Shit. I'm David Uhlfelder, as it's hopefully spelled in the title or on the
right
screen.
Here. It'll be right here.
Right,
all your stuff.
Where Sean's pointing, I assume. I'm David Uhlfelder on YouTube. Some old stand-up is on there. I'm probably gonna switch it out for newer stuff soon.
You're on Instagram, right?
So I'm on Instagram at Uhlfers, UHLFERS. My email is.
Who do we contact to book you? CAA? Are you a CAA?
You can contact my agency, Waypoint Talent, for booking inquiries.
You mean your fake agency?
my joke talent agency. Waypoint-talent.com for booking inquiries, or you can email me at.
Don't put your email out there.
I do bar mitzvahs.
Only bar mitzvahs. No. He does only bar mitzvahs.
I do only bar mitzvahs, or Jewish weddings, or Jewish funerals, but it has to be Jewish.
Well, you'll get a lot of bookings in Hollywood.
Jewish corporate retreats. I'll play your fucking synagogue for all I care, you know.
Do you do any Zoom shows? Can you do a Zoom online?
I do not do any.
Just give him money. Just Venmo. What's your Venmo?
What's my Venmo? I think my Venmo is also at Uhlfers, same as my Instagram.
Okay, Venmo. Send David some money. This is
Venmo. You can find me on LinkedIn.
All right. No, you can't. Delete your LinkedIn. Only I
don't
can.
Even use my
I'm
LinkedIn.
the only comedian on LinkedIn. God damn it! I'm the master of that market.
You can find me on LinkedIn. What else? You can find minimum if you want to see YouTube videos I made with my brother and my friends about when I was in like middle school. Minimum wage movies on YouTube. Hit it up. You know, I'll put that out there on this podcast.
That's confident. That's a bold move. You know,
and also, if anyone does listen to this podcast, they're not going to make it this far.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah. People go back and they listen to episode 1 of like Joe Rogan, but no one listens to episode 2 through 500 because they're all dog shit. Probably. Like at least like 2 through 50 suck.
This is fucking gold.
So
and don't worry, I'll be back on in a couple weeks.
You'll be
Sean can't find any other guests.
You'll be a favorite of On Edge with Sean Reilly. You'll be a regular. People will be like, wow, like that's really cool. You're a regular. On Sean Reilly's podcast.
That's my goal. I'm gonna be your first regular. I was your first
killed
guest.
Himself.
So Sean, I was your first guest. I think we should make a pact that I also have to be your first guest to return.
Okay, that sounds sure.
Okay.
How about if on episode 1000, if we're both still alive, then we'll make it happen. That's a promise.
You don't want me to return till 5,000 or 1,000?
No. You can return before that, of course, but like.
Oh, okay. I'll be on episode 1,000
or 100.
So. The 1,000 episode will be 1,000 hours long, right?
Yeah.
With 1,000 different guests.
That's a lot of fucking people. All right, we're boring everyone. Thanks.
We're done.
Thanks, David, for plugging. Follow David on the internet. Send him a tip on Venmo if you want. If you listen this far, that's pathetic. I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I don't know what you're doing.
There's other content out there that's probably better than this. If we're being honest with ourselves. Yeah. But like, hey, maybe you just believe in this thing and you want to invest in it and you want to say that you listen to it at the beginning. And I fuck with that. I do that too. So
So,
We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for listening. This has been On Edge with Sean Reilly. Thanks to my guest today, David Uhlfelder. Tune in for new episodes every Saturday and Tuesday. And we will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Later.
People talk loud when they